Welcome, friends. Welcome to the Mauserman 52 channel. Today we're going to be talking about the MP44. In this case, the PTR44, which is a clone, a recent German clone of the Sturmgewehr 44. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll start our review now. Let's go pan down. Okay. Purchased this gun approximately 3 years ago. The cost at that time was $4,300. She came with 2 mags. Both mags had problems. Had to go out and buy some other magazines. And basically this is an exact copy, almost an exact copy of the original rifle, except this is a single shot. It's not a select fire rifle. It won't fire full auto. I have a reproduction ZF4 scope on the rifle right now. I had an original scope on there, but unfortunately the original scopes, most of them are cloudy. The optics are cloudy and they don't hold zero very well. The best reproductions are made in Czechoslovakia. This one is Chinese. I do have the Czechoslovakian scope on a different rifle, which I'll review sometime in the future. But for right now, this is the way the gun's configured today. I also replaced the stock. It came with the smaller MP44 walnut stock. I put the larger MP43 stock on it because I like the larger stock. It gives me, I don't know, a little more, just fits the shoulder better for me. These rifles were issued in the field with I think 6 mags. They came in something that looked like this. This is a reproduction, it's not an original. An original mag holder will probably cost you upwards of $500 if you can find one. Maybe more, I don't know. I can't really afford that kind of stuff, so I just pass it by and buy the cheap $30 reproduction. These are all Chinese reproduction mags. Excuse me. Each magazine holds 30 rounds. I'm going to try to put that back in there. The MP44 was designed by a person by the name of Hugo Mauser. I'm sorry, Hugo Schmeiser. Hugo Schmeiser. Hugo Schmeiser is probably well known for the MP40 Schmeiser, which he didn't design, but somehow his name got cobbled into that that weapon. Good book for the MP40, or I'm sorry, for the MP44, is a book called, another excellent collector grade publication, Sturmgewehr, by Hans Dieter Heydrich, or Handrich. This again starts off very early with the early semi-automatic German rifles that were made after the First World War, and builds up to this weapon we're looking at here. And it goes through the different manufacturers. There was a competition between Walther and I think the company was called Haenel. Maybe not Haenel. I forget the name of the company right now that actually made this rifle. But there were two competing models, and this particular model won. And the particulars of this rifle, I think I can break the rifle down for you here, and we'll do that now. This rifle influenced every assault rifle after this was influenced by this rifle. There was another. It was not the first assault rifle. There was an assault rifle actually made during the First World War by a Russian. I think his name was Fedorov. And but it was a gun. It was a design before its time. The technology was not really there to enable the gun to work right, and it didn't work right. It jammed a lot, and they didn't really have decent ammunition for the gun. There was no intermediate cartridge. This gun uses a cartridge very similar to a very similar to a AK-47 round, which I don't have the 8mm Kurtz round with me right now, but it's half the size of a standard 8mm. She breaks down sort of similar to an HK or a G3. All these rifles have been safety checked, by the way, so I'm not going to get into that. Every rifle I put on these videos has been safety checked before I start the video, so I'm not going to go through the nonsense of safety check, it's clear. I won't be doing that, because I know before I do it, I do that. Let's see. Pull the pin out. Oh yeah. We're going to have a slinky moment. There we go. The spring on these things, as you can see, is huge, which is also an aid to recoil. It's a very soft recoiling weapon, this rifle. This is one of the reasons, this huge spring. That is, in fact, the buffer system on this rifle is the spring, and here it is. Then, there we are. We have the bolt, the carrier, and the gas rod, operating rod. Very simple. It's a tilting bolt design. Bolt rides in like this. And that is the movement. I should get a rag. Be right back, hang on. Put her back together. It's a fairly simple operation. And put her in there like that. Come on. Put our spring in. Oh, spring. Yeah, spring in. This is the hard part. So I have to have 3 hands to do this. Oh shit. Only on YouTube. Yeah, that goes in here. I always do that. There we go. Uh, the operating rod carrier that I just had out put in, the original broke, so I had to send away to Europe to get a replacement. And seeing that the original op rod is not exactly like the op rod that came with the rifle, I had to send it to a gunsmith to fit it for this rifle. It's a known defect with the PTR44 that these op rods, when they made them, they hardened the steel. It was too brittle, and for both the bolt and the bolt carrier. So that is a defect with the rifle, and I believe sooner or later anybody who owns one of these rifles will experience it. They don't replace it. Well, this one's been replaced. This is an original STG-44 op rod and carrier. Everything else is as it came from PTR. The rifles are beautifully made. They really are. I mean, look at that. It's wonderful looking. The workmanship is excellent, but that they're not a. It's not an AK-47 as far as reliability, dependability. The original rifle was closer to that, but not these copies. Even though right now this one is fairly reliable with the new original wartime German part. The selector switches on this, if it was a fully automatic, you would push this in this way and you would have full auto. Push it back out semi. Here's your safety, fire, safe, safe, fire. And this will open up when you cock the gun, your ejector port automatically opening up, just like an M16 would. Keep that shut. Rifle has an excellent trigger, nice crisp break. I'd say it has about 3.5, maybe 4 pounds on that trigger. Nice and light. The rifle is inherently more accurate than the AK platform. It just is. Has a slightly longer barrel, and it's a heavier weapon by about 1.5 to 2 pounds over your standard Kalashnikov, which also helps reduce the recoil. Well, that'll be the end of my tabletop review today, or my coffee top review, I should say. And I hope you enjoyed our little discussion. And there'll be more in the future. Next gun up to review will be the clone of the FG42. This is the clone of the MP44. I also have a clone of the FG42. And we'll review that soon. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Adios.